Hey there, I'm Jaime Bakoss. I'm a health coach, and today we're going to make some water kefir, or what I like to call probiotic tonics. If you're a client of mine, then you should have already received your water kefir grains and your folder with instructions, recipes, and information. And if you haven't received those things and would like to, then you can email me to purchase them at harmonyinyourlife@gmail.com. So these are our water kefir grains, and they look like little crystals, and they're really colonies of beneficial bacteria and yeast that we are going to ferment in some sugar water. So over here I have a mason jar filled with spring water, and what we're going to do is take about a quarter cup of sugar, and I like to use an organic sugar just so we're not fermenting any chemicals in our tonics as well. So I have a quarter cup of sugar, and I'm going to stir it in here just so it dissolves mostly. And after I've stirred it for a minute, I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of blackstrap molasses. And blackstrap molasses is so mineral rich, and the water kefir grains love minerals. It makes them healthy and happy, and it helps them to grow. And so I'll mix the molasses into the water, and I'll put the molasses in the water maybe every other time that I ferment it. And then I have a quarter cup here of my water kefir grains. And I put those grains in the sugar water solution, and what happens is the sugar fuels this lactic acid fermentation that happens. So the water kefir grains are consuming this sugar. So you don't have to worry, you're not going to be consuming all the sugar. After this ferments, there's about as much sugar in this quart jar as there is in an apple. So not too much. And during this fermentation process, lactic acid is produced, and this lactic acid is so good for our intestinal system. It really nourishes not only the gut, but it also nourishes our immune system as well. So I'm just going to cap this jar, and I'm going to let this sit in a warm place in my kitchen for 3 to 5 days. The longer that it sits, the less sweet the solution will be. The shorter amount of time, the sweeter it will be. So I know that in my house, I like about 4 days. So I will make a note for myself. Today is Thursday, so I would say open on Monday. And I tell everybody, open it on day 3, take a sip. If it's still tasting too sweet, let it go another day or 2. But I wouldn't let it go longer than 5 days. So after this has been sitting on my counter fermenting for 4 days, the water kind of becomes a little cloudy, and you'll see that it's a little bit bubbly too when you move it. And these are all signs that the water has fermented. So this has been sitting here for about 4 days, and I'm going to open this jar up, and I'm going to show you how to flavor your tonics. So I have a strainer here, so I want to catch the grains when they come out, and you'll see the water becomes kind of fizzy. This is why my 5-year-old calls it probiotic soda. Get all those grains out of there. So I strain out the water kefir grains, and I have my tonic water, and you could drink this at this point, I'm going to pour it back in this jar, and I'm going to flavor it. And in the folders that you received from me, under secondary fermentation, it has a whole bunch of different flavoring options and recipes for you. One of my favorites, and one of the simplest things that you could do, I'll just squeeze some lemon juice and peel some ginger and put that in the jar, and lemon and ginger is so good for digestion. My son loves when I put grape juice in here, and if I do grape juice, I usually pour out some of this water so I have more room to fill with the juice. You could also put vanilla beans. You could put any type of fruit, juice, herb to flavor your tonics. After you flavored the tonic, you're going to cap it. And you're going to let this sit for 2 more days. So all in all, your tonics are going to be sitting on the counter fermenting for about 5 to 6 days. And then I would write another note for myself to open this jar up in 2 days. In 2 days, when I open this, I'm going to try it, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge. It needs to be kept in the fridge because the cold temperature is going to slow down the fermentation process. And they'll stay good in the fridge for about 3 weeks. When you start, introducing probiotic tonics into your daily routine, I'd suggest starting with a couple ounces. So maybe you'll have a couple ounces for breakfast. And then when your body gets used to that, you'll have a couple ounces for breakfast and for lunch. And then a couple ounces for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you just want to introduce this probiotic beverage into your life in a gradual process. And for babies and children, I would even start with as little as a teaspoon a day or a tablespoon a day. So I hope this demonstration has been helpful. And if you have any questions about your tonic making, or if you're interested in scheduling a free initial consultation with me, you can email me at harmonyinyourlife@gmail.com. Thanks so much.